AKIRA. Ever since its release in 1988, Katsuhiro Otomo's dystopian masterpiece has captured the hearts and minds of millions of fans worldwide, and it is credited with introducing anime to the West. Decades later, its timeless story and art style still outshine so many of the works that came both before and after its release. I argue that it is the most influential and greatest anime ever made. Here's why. In terms of animation fluidity, AKIRA is second to none, as it was shot at a cinematic 24 frames per second with 160,000 frames total. This is 2 to 3 times more hand-drawn frames than any other anime, allowing for unparalleled smoothness and detail. On top of this, the AKIRA committee, which consisted of multiple animation studios and media companies, used advanced animation and photographic techniques in order to capture the lights and detailed slow-motion shots seen in the film. AKIRA was even the first animated film to employ CGI. All of this was made possible by the largest budget ever granted to an animated film and the obsessive oversight of one man, Katsuhiro Otomo. Not only did Otomo write and direct AKIRA, he also wrote the legendary 6-volume manga which it was based on. He insisted on creating the storyboards himself, which required him to painstakingly edit down 2,000 plus pages to fit a theatrical runtime. While more common today for authors to have input on the animation of their work, back then this level of involvement and control was unprecedented. It allowed Otomo to tell a story that was both similar yet distinct from page to screen, allowing both works to shine on their own merits without detracting from each other. It also allowed his vision to be faithfully brought to life, but before animating anything, Otomo decided something else should come first: sound. All of the dialogue in AKIRA was recorded prior to animation in a technique called pre-scoring. This was done so that animators could base their drawings on the voice actors' performances rather than the other way around. No anime had ever done this before, but it was important to Otomo that the lip syncing on his film was perfect. He also insisted on using unknown voice actors and encouraged them to give over-the-top performances to give the dialogue in the film a raw and authentic quality. Just like AKIRA's dialogue, its music was composed before animation began as well. The music in AKIRA was performed by a group called Gai no Yamashiragumi and took influences from Indonesian gamelan music, progressive rock, and even classical composers like Bach and Beethoven. Much of the music heavily features the human voice in a powerful instrumental capacity, helping to build intensity and to influence audience emotion. Indonesian music was used to give a large sense of scale, but also to convey unfamiliarity for the Japanese and international viewer alike, as they journeyed into the future metropolis of Neo-Tokyo. The world of AKIRA and its bleak cyberpunk aesthetic is brought to life with 326 unique colors created specifically for the film. The lights in the background of the sprawling cityscape were all hand-drawn to scale up to the fraction of a millimeter. What results from this is dark, gritty, vibrant, horrifying, and beautiful all at once. Throughout the run of AKIRA, Otomo does not hold the audience's hand when it comes to narrative and storytelling. There exists a surface-level understanding of the plot that most viewers can intuitively grasp, even if they cannot fully explain or comprehend the spectacle they have just witnessed. The story represents both the memory and the threat of nuclear war. It explores numerous themes including the corruption of power, the misuse of technology, the decline of society and its values, the abandonment of youth, adolescent transition into adulthood, societal collapse, upheaval of power structures, hubris, and the importance of friendship. This film benefits from multiple viewings, as you will never fail to pick up something you missed the first time. I have watched AKIRA almost 10 times, and each time I leave with a new detail I've overlooked, or a new interpretation of a scene, or some other form of deeper understanding. With its artistic body horror and graphic violence, AKIRA proved that animation could be created on a large scale, with mature themes for mature adult audiences. It is a piece of art that transports you into its unique world that has served as a source of inspiration for countless directors, actors, and musicians alike. Its themes are still relevant today, especially at the rate of which technology continues to evolve. So watch it again. Show it to a friend, to family, so they can see what might happen if we blindly pursue powers which we do not truly understand.